Hey everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making green beans almondine. This is a dish that I've made for my family. Now I make it for my husband and myself because we're the only ones here. But we make this often. It's quick, it's easy, and guess what? Green beans are in season. So there's a lot of them around. You can get a lot of nice fresh beans. I actually got some great beans here. What I thought I would do is throw these into the steamer because we're going to just start steaming them real quickly. So I had that going. It's not going to take very long, take a few minutes. And I figured while those were steaming, I'd just show you how I prepped the green beans to put into the steamer. What do you think? Sound like a good idea? Okay, let's do it. So here are the green beans that I got. These are pretty good. They've been kind of iffy with the COVID and pandemic, but these look nice. And of course, you'll always see they have that stem on top. So what I like to do is I like to take that stem off and I cut it kind of at a diagonal, if you can see that. And if the beans are big, I also like to cut them in half. There you go. Good. And I pre-wash these. When I get these, I like to put them in a little, I like to put in a little bit of vinegar in the water when I'm rinsing them. It helps get rid of any dirt that's on them, but it also will get rid of any pests, if there's any pests in them. So when I bring something in from my garden, for instance, I like to rinse them off and wash them with a little bit of that vinegar in the water. I just fill up my sink and put in, maybe half cup to a cup of vinegar. It's not expensive and it's a great way. And you do see after taking the veggies out that if there's any little critters that are growing in there, they're in the water. They don't like that vinegar at all. So I like to do that. If I'm buying things from the grocery store, it's also great. It gets rid of any residual dirt or pesticides or anything that might be on them. So just to give you an idea, here's what we got going now. I try to keep them about the same size. They're probably about 1.5 to 2 inches in length. By the way, if you like these recipes that I've been making, I do have a YouTube video channel that has all of the past quarantine cooking classes that we've done. All of the online recipes are there with a link to the written recipes. And what I will do is after this, I will put the link to my website and show you where to find this recipe on my website. If you like these kind of foods and you're looking for more, I am looking to do curated cookbooks for people. I do online blood testing for inflammatory foods, and a lot of my clients find that they are unable or they would like to eliminate some foods based on the results of that test. And I am looking now to make curated recipes for them so that they'll have a cookbook that they can go home with and try that. It makes doing an elimination so much easier. Even if you're doing a regular elimination where you're trying to get rid of diet or gluten, that's a great way to do it. Have some recipes on hand so you can prep it and be prepared. So while the green beans are steaming, I'm going to also, I thought it would be a little bit fun, since I had mint in my garden, to also put a little bit of mint into this dish. So I have here some mint leaves. I started to remove them from the stem, and I will do it. Nice, easy way to remove them from the stem is to just slide your hand along from the top to the bottom, and they come off the stem very easily. I usually just pull the little ones off at the top, and then using a chef's knife, I'm going to just coarsely chop these leaves. And I'm going to throw them in towards the end because I don't want them to cook too much. But I want them to lend that fabulous mint flavor to the dish. All right. And what I can do then is I can just put this to a little side bowl. And let me just grab a bowl here for those green beans that I prepped. Now, typically, I like to just cook all of these up at the same time because they keep longer in the refrigerator once they're cooked. What I will probably do after this show is over, I will probably finish prepping, cutting the rest of the beans that are here and steam them, and then I will probably freeze them because I know that I'm going to be getting a lot of green beans coming up in my garden, and come wintertime, I'm going to be so happy to have these. Now, another way that you can clean the green beans too is just to pinch off the tops. So remember I said it has that little stringy top. Just give it a little pinch and it'll come off. That's another easy way to clean things up. Sometimes you'll find that if the beans are old, this little point at the bottom gets a little shriveled and browned up. Sometimes I'll take those off too. These are in great shape, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I've just been taking the tops off. I'm going to cut those last ones in half. And cutting it in half is just my preference, that I like them kind of bite-sized. It makes it easier to and cleaner to eat. There's something else I was going to say, and I totally forgot what it was. Oh well, it'll come to me. Anyway, so I'm going to put these aside now because I think our beans are just about done. They've been in for about 5 minutes, which is perfect timing. You just clean this up a little bit. Now what I've done is, I'm going to put this to the side too, is I have a bowl of water here with ice cubes in it. And what I'm going to do is I am going to plunge the green beans into this bowl. What I want to do that for is I want to stop them from cooking, and it also retains their nice green color. And I remember what I was going to tell you. I like to steam these ahead of time, just until they're kind of crisp tender. You can see it still had a little snap to it. Let me just grab some mittens so I don't hurt myself when I do this. That's not good, right? Hurt yourself right in front of everybody. Now, I could dump it into the water, or I could just plunge it this way. As long as they're covered up and they're getting that cold water on them. And what I want to do is I want to continue to leave these in here until the green beans feel cold or cool to the touch. And then I'm going to drain them again because I want them as dry as possible. Because what I'm going to do right then is I'm going to saute them. And that gives like a nice brown coloring to them. All right. So, wow, these look great. I want to show this to you. Let me just do this. That green bean back in so I don't lose anything. All right, look at these. The lighting's not so great there, but there you go. You can see it here. I had to move around my kitchen where I was because I wanted to show you the sauteing. All right, let me get rid of this bowl. All right, and here we have our green beans. They're looking good. The reason I steam them ahead of time is just so that the sauteing part goes quicker. And by the way, you can do this ahead of time. Put them in the fridge. This dish is good for company for that reason. You can pre-cook the green beans. You can have your almonds ready In this case, I can have my mint pre-chopped, and then when I'm ready, I can combine everything, just reheat it, cook it up a little bit, and it's good to go. The other nice thing about this dish is the almonds will be toasted, but you don't have to toast them separately because we're going to do it right in the pan. So let me grab a pan. Do you like the way I did that? Like all of a sudden my countertop became my stove. All right, I'm going to turn the heat up. I put it on high. This is a nice cast iron skillet. I love cooking with the cast iron. But one thing about the cast iron is you want to heat it up so that it's hot before you add your oil in. I'm going to make sure you can see that. And I am going to add in, when this is hot, I'm going to add in my oil, probably about a tablespoon. I'm going to tilt the pan to coat it. I'm going to have a pot holder handy so that I can lift it later on when that handle gets a little hot. Now, ideally, these greens would be nice and dry. I am actually going to just take a paper towel here and dry them off just a little bit. They'll still be a little bit wet, but that's okay. I mean, you could put them in a salad spinner and try and dry them off, but, you know, having them sit in a colander just for a few minutes helps as well. All right. There. Okay. So now I'm just going to add these beans in. Ooh, you can hear it sizzling, can't you? I'm going to turn down my heat to medium. I'm going to grab a spatula. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let them brown in that saute pan. Woo, that's loud. I hope you can hear me. All right, just gonna let them sit for a minute so that they brown, like I had said. And again, if I didn't steam them, you just leave them in for a longer time. But this way, there's no danger of burning. I want to make sure those beans are nice and coated with the oil. And this is the hardest part, just to wait for them to brown. So I still have it on that medium heat. And this dish makes a wonderful side dish if you're grilling, so that you can spend time out at the grill, but you don't have to spend time in the kitchen. I usually like to do this maybe with chicken and a salad. If you're looking for a grain, you could do like a quinoa pilaf or a rice pilaf, brown rice. I can see these are starting to brown. All good. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait another minute or two for these. I'm going to add some sliced almonds. Now, I'm kind of at the bottom of my bag, so my almonds got a little small and broken, but they're still going to taste really good. And what I like to do is I like to wait until this is about maybe halfway done, because then we can add the almonds in and cook them along with the green beans. And they will brown and get toasty and really good nutty flavor without having to do that ahead of time. So it's all in one pot. got some good browning here. And I like my green beans a little firm still. If you like them softer, just keep cooking them, or you could steam them for longer. Like I said, we steamed ours for about 5 minutes. All right, I'm going to add in, I'm going to say, let's see, about a teaspoon. I added in maybe about 1 to 2 tablespoons of almonds. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit because I don't want my almonds to burn. I'm just going to stir that around. The almonds have kind of fallen to the bottom, and that's okay because we want them to brown. Let me hold this up for you so you can see it. All right, here we go. That's heavy. Cast iron skillets are heavy. Get a workout, right? Along with your food. So while this is cooking, what I want to do now is just before it's ready to finish, it's just about ready to finish, I'm going to add a little bit of butter. I like to use the Kerrygold butter, which is grass-fed, from grass-fed cows. It's an Irish butter. Supposedly, the cows in Europe are a different type than the ones that we have here, and they cause less allergies. I don't know if that's true for everyone or just for some people, but I do like the idea that these are grass-fed, in addition to being Irish. All right, so here we have it. The almonds, I can smell, are starting to cook. I don't want them to burn. I'm just going to stir this up. And remember, I chopped up that mint ahead of time. I am just going to sprinkle that in now. About 2 tablespoons that I just sprinkled in. All right. Oh, that smells so good. I wish you could smell that. It's so yummy. All right, now I'm going to make sure that I do not cover that hot stovetop, but I am going to empty this into a, oh, I can smell the mint. Yum. Truthfully, this is the first time that I've done the mint. But it just sounded like such a good idea because mint and peas are so good together. I thought, why wouldn't mint and green beans be good together as well? Let's see. Maybe we'll do a little bit of, I didn't put the salt in earlier. You know, with the butter has salt in it. I find that I don't necessarily need to. Hey, Mary Ellen, how are you? It's good to see you. I am just going to grate some pepper over it. Right, cover up my butter. And there you have it. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of the mint over. A little bit more. All right, and there you have your green beans. Yum. Let's see. Should we take a little taste? See how that came out? You know, I may decide that maybe it needs a little bit more of salt. Let's see. I'm going to just use some tongs here. Make it easy. Get some of those almonds in there. All right. They're still crunchy. I could have maybe let them in a little bit longer, but flavor is delicious. Those browned almonds have add such a great flavor. It balances just really well with the green beans. And the mint, it's fun. Very subtle, doesn't overwhelm, but just enough to give it a little bit of flavor. So, hope you enjoyed today's cooking lesson. If you enjoyed this recipe, as I said, you can look on my Facebook page for past cooking classes, or you can go to my YouTube channel, which has all of the recipes that I've done to date, and that's just Evey Schweig. So just look for me on YouTube. And if you're interested in doing the blood testing, as I mentioned, just IM me, and I can tell you a little bit more about it. It tests for over 132 different foods and food additives, such as dyes and artificial sweeteners, that might be causing inflammation, which of course, as we know now, leads to or can lead to, over time, chronic disease. But it also leads to, joint stiffness, bloating, brain fog. If you suspect any of those might be due to something you're eating, let's chat. Love to talk with you. Just send me an IM, or you could send an email, eveyschweig@me.com. So until then, I hope you enjoy your green beans, and let me know if you make it and what you think about it. All right? Bye for now. I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.